What's up, YouTube? This is BroKid.com, where we have awesome members of awesome forums like the Bed Spring, General Discussion, the Blue Room, User-Created Content, and the Dirty Laundry Newsroom. Join us today by emailing us at contact@brokid.com. Oh, yeah.
Stop hitting!
So crappy.
So crappy! And it's always crappy. How much more crap must I endure? Damn it. Sup, YouTube? This is MrBKrapful. I'm back for 45. And this is probably going to be a long episode because I got a lot to talk about. First off, Halloween costume. Look at this. You got the buttons going. Told you I figured it out. Yeah, so, I got all that set. So yeah, this is what I was for the Halloween party this past weekend, and for next weekend, and for the BT Deviants weekend. Halloween weekend, so. Yep, I came up with this idea, you know, retro hat, retro, you know, aviators make it feel retro, and then the stylish shirt, I don't know, something, so. But, as I would like to stay in this costume, there's just so much serious stuff to talk about, I can't wear it. I just can't wear it for the rest of the video. I apologize. Next Halloween will be a different story. So let's get right down to the crap. First off, Inspector Watch, or monthly, whichever you want to call it. Yeah, you know how I was hinting at on 44, or at least the update video of, you know, Burger Crap update 44 and 45. I'll annotate it if you don't know what I'm talking about. Well, after I did that recording, oddly enough, I come in last Friday to find out the inspector did show up. Our store failed miserably. And because of that, I'm now gone to hell. As of right now, our store is in a critical position. Lol, get it? Critical. Where, we have our second chance coming up, but it's 10 to 15 days since that inspection. So, either a little before or a little after 2 weeks from this past Friday, which will probably be a week from tomorrow now, possibly, we'll have our next inspection. Whether I'm there or not, I don't know. I'm praying to God I hope I'm not there. If I'm there, I'm making a MrBKrapful, regardless of the commentaries. So, what did we fail on, apparently? Well, for what I figured out, we failed on washing our hands properly. We failed on sanitizing stuff. I think the meat product. Cookouts, that's what it was. We failed at cookouts. And those are the main issues. There were some other minor issues, but the main issues were the two things that are on our 12 criticals that we should not have failed. And sadly enough, we did. That's because I wasn't there. I did come in afterwards and saw the aftermath. So, which was not a good sight to see. So, that all happened. Then on Saturday, what happened Saturday? Right, I had my, was it my long shift? No, that was the weekend beforehand. So this past Saturday I did 11 to 6:30 shift. Wasn't too bad, was it? It was okay. Would have been more hellish. I think because we were lagging a few people, that's why it was pretty hellish. And the management team just been on our asses about getting the sanitized solution and cookouts done properly. I'm gonna go a little bit further on to next week, to today when I get to it. But so that happened on Saturday, and then on Sunday after the whole party, I get home, I recover, then I went to work from 11:30 to 7. Not a good day. Around 3 o'clock, I started to doze off on the job. Yes, Still pretty active, but I just couldn't. It was unbelievable. Remember that one episode where I did the truck order? I believe it was. I can't remember the fucking number now. I believe it was after I got the flip. So it was either sometime between. I want to say somewhere in the 20s, but I'll annotate it for you. So yeah, remember that day? Well, it's just like that. Except instead of lifting boxes and being physically exhausted, which I was regardless, but that was not due to box lifting. I was physically and mentally exhausted, and I had the worst sleep ever. 3 hours of uncomfortable sleep I've ever had. So my day was not starting off that well either for that Sunday. So shit happened. Jumping to today. I went today. Wasn't scheduled to go. They kept calling me. They really kept calling me for some fucking reason. I got called twice on my cell phone. They would not leave me alone for some reason. So I get in. I work from 3:30 to 6:30, so it's a 3-hour shift. I only could put in 3 hours, so I did that. Just those three hours alone left an impression on me that shit has gone real. I get in there. We have people from the front working in the kitchen. Other than one guy, we have our maintenance guy come in, and he actually stayed all day. We had our other maintenance guy that's outside of Burger King, not the one that's in our store that does maintenance anyways, so we had him come in. We had the regional manager. We had one of the district inspectors, you could call it. That's why I kept calling him Inspector Monthly, because this person would show up every time, but I wasn't sure if we were doing inspection or not. But she's kind of like the checker, I guess, or something. I don't know. We had both assistant managers there. We had our main manager, and we had another assistant manager that came from the other store come in to help and clean. Basically, we got into a situation where it was just straight up cleaning. The entire store was straight up cleaning and becoming spotless like it's ever became before. Basically looking like it's new. But, again, there's only so much you can do with cleaning to get it new. So I got in and saw that. I basically did prep, and more cleaning. So all my job was cleaning and prep, and a very small amount of production where I dropped some beef. Yeah, so I wasn't pressured, so I was able to handle it just fine. The only problem I had today was the fact that I got distracted. The regional manager saw it, and he pointed out that I shouldn't do that, and I have to complete washing my hands. Okay, so let me break down how to wash your hands at Burger King. Burger Crap. So what you do is you come into work, just like normal, and you go to the sink. So before you go right in the kitchen and get your gloves on, you have to go to the sink and wash your hands. It's obvious. You start off with getting the paper towel down first. Then you turn the faucet on, you get your hands wet. Third, you get the soap. Rub the soap all over your arms and hands for 20 seconds. Now, I didn't know that. I could have sworn it said that you had to get your hands washed and clean in 20 seconds. Not the fact that you have to sit there and scrub for 20 seconds. I didn't know that. So I scrubbed my hands for 20 seconds. And then, you wash your hands off with the water, and rip the paper towel off, and you dry your hands. Now, you're probably wondering, what else is left? Being that I'm in a certain state, and because of it's being Carol's corporation, we had to use the sanitizing solution after we're done washing our hands. God only knows why we need to apply more cleaning product on our hands. For God's sakes, it gets my hands all wrinkly. So, yeah, you put that on, and then you put the gloves on. That's how you probably wash your hands at a Carol's Corporation Burger Crap joint. Now, I don't follow that procedure completely well, and most times I wash and soap my hands. I really rarely use a sanitizer. If I'm in a really quick situation, I just straight up rinse, then paper towel, dry my hands, and get gloves on. Because what makes that so unsanitary? I don't understand that. Your hands barely get dirty at work. I mean, granted, yeah, there are a few, like, for granted, if you are cleaning something that's really disgusting, whether it's dirt or something that's really greasy or something like that, I understand that. But if, let's say, for instance, you're just using your gloves. Now, let's say, for instance, you did that super instant, wash your hands scenario I just told you. And then you applied the gloves on. But what if you had to go take the gloves off and get new gloves on? Granted, your hands could get greasy, but the gloves are really protective. So your hands technically don't get that greasy. The moisture stays inside the gloves, and it causes your hands to wrinkle up a lot faster. Especially if you're using sanitizer solution. Oh my god, there was one time I used so much sanitizer solution just because we ran out of large gloves, and I wear small ass gloves. My hands started to feel like they were burning because I kept using so much sanitizer solution just so I could get those gloves, just so I could get my hands in the gloves. So, I really, really, really hate doing the sanitizer solution. Soap and water is just fine enough. I mean, come on. No local newspapers reported our store or a person getting sick because they ate at Burger King. I mean, come on. Really? So, and besides, most of the food is cooked. It's cooked. What bacteria is going to live on a cooked product? Especially if the broiler is at 680 degrees and the fryer is somewhere at 340, 350 degrees. What kind of virus bacteria is going to survive that shit? Nothing. Exactly. So, it's stupid. Let's just put it that way. It's stupid. I understand where they're coming from, but it's mostly stupid. So, and the cookouts, I can understand where they're coming from too. You gotta make sure the beef product is at temp so people can legitimately eat it. Which is at, our target's 165. 175 is too high, and 155 is too low, but it's still fine. If it's anything higher or below than that, it's no go. But they still want us to have 165 as the target, no matter what. BRB. Sorry about that. Just want to see who was here. But moving on. I mean, the cookouts, I get. I understand where they're coming from. 165 is being the target. But, again, it's cooked regardless. Moving on. So we have the new patties finally came in. So other than the toppers, we finally have now the Chef's Choice Burger Patty. Which, oddly enough, is just the topper but bigger. It's the size of a Whopper patty. But it's retaining its six-sided star shape. Confused a little bit. I don't know why they're doing this, where we have the Whopper and Burger and then the topper and the Chef's Choice. I mean, I don't understand the point of this. I mean, I guess it's something to substitute while the steak is gone. I don't know. It just seems silly. And then even with the T-Crisp and the fish with the new bun, it's okay. I mean, if you saw in 44, I did show off the new bun. But, again, it's a potato butter bun. For what it seems like, I guess. So, yeah, that happened. And tomorrow I'm going back to Crap around 3 o'clock for our third meeting since I became a mentor. Yeah, I know. 3 meetings after being mentor. Like, seriously. I don't know how many meetings you get with being a mentor at Burger King. I don't know. Yeah, so I got that tomorrow, plus working there as well. So after the meeting, I go to work with no joy of coming back home afterwards. Getting a haircut tomorrow. So yeah, if you're noticing that I have all this long hair, don't worry, it's going to be going away soon. I promise you that. And what other crap happened recently? Oh yeah, we've been doing some other updates too. Alright, so the Meat Well. It holds all the burger stuff. It keeps it frozen. We had another change. Because of the panic we're having with the whole failing of the inspection, our store's in panic mode. Besides the cleaning, we also organized the Meat Well where it's got to follow this new chart. Where the tea grill's in a pan. and it's like on the far top left. Then on the bottom left, you have the chef's choice. Somewhere between the middle and the left side, so it's like in between that, you have the toppers. Then after that, you got two bags of burgers going back to back. And then on the far right, top right side, you have all the Whoppers. Somewhere you're going to have a holder with the blue tongs for the Tigre roll, and then the metal tongs for the meat is just going to lay on top of the bags instead of being in the little holder. So that happened. And then also the board changed too, I noticed. I didn't really notice it too much, but I noticed there's pickles, there's the onions, tomatoes, lettuce. Everything's still there in general, but they did add like this new thick, crisp lettuce. And they're supposed to have the red onions, which is supposed to go on the new Chef's Choice burger sandwich, which I'll probably learn about tomorrow, being I'm going to be going there tomorrow. I'll probably give you an update on that on 46 while doing my commentary on a previous episode. So, yeah, if we fail again, this inspection fails again, the store's going to be shut down, which is not good because then I'm out of a job. So, hope for the best that this inspection will pass. Now, granted, a few months back when I did say, you know, all hope was lost, said that I didn't think we were going to pass. Yeah, I'm getting that same feeling again where all hope is lost and we did fail the first time. So if we fail again, I'm SOL at this point. Which means I got to find a new job. So that's all the harsh and violent news of today. Lol. But in other news, after getting through all that hardship, let's see. BTD Deviants is updating soon. We're working on 17. Well, No 76 Productions is working on 17. I gotta send him a video clip that will be added to the episode, so that way I can work on 18 and get that out. Because 19 and 20, or 19 and some other side stuff will be done this weekend. So that's going to be fun, trying to catch up with the editing on that one. I'm actually slacking on the editing for that one, and I'm actually catching up with MrBKrapful. Wow. Social channel is going to be updating tonight with a new Dead Rising 2 Off the Record video. I'll probably annotate that later in the video, just for you. It's a pretty good video. It's a new glitch that I never thought would happen in a Dead Rising game, but did. So I'm going to show that off. And then Culture Dramatic has yet to update. Been encouraging the guy to update, but I don't know if he's going to update for a lot longer than I thought. No 76 Productions is still updating. They recently did Mall Junkies Episode 5 by clipping. By clips, I don't know. That's what he dubbed it as. And then he also did a webcam demo test, so you can check that out too. So that's updating. Phantom Fan 4 is not updated in a little while, but just keep that in mind. Go check her out still. As for Seafood 101 is updating slowly as well. He's on episode 4, I believe, 3 or 4. I believe it's 4. Or 3. I don't know. It's one or the other. I'll annotate that as well. So that way you know what the episode is exactly about. And I need a haircut so I can keep this hat on properly. And now for the new YouTube user, which I'm adding to the list, I still can't not pronounce his name. XEther66X, something like that. I don't know. You'll have to correct me later on about that. I'm annotating his YouTube channel. He's a guy that's in a band that's part of Culture Dramatic, Porcelain in Pieces, which is a pretty good band so far. I love the music. It's pretty good music. And he's also done some side videos too, like stuff that happens behind the scenes, technically, like behind the scenes of songs, when Culture Drag is missing, A Day in a Life series has started, which is pretty good. I'm in it. So, yeah, you should check that out too. So I'm annotating that on the bottom. And, yeah, I mean, that's it for the other news at the moment. So Halloween weekend starting up. working on my commentaries project. So I'll edit this one, work on that, work on 18 for BCD Deviants, and try to catch up. I'm in college. Leave me alone. I'm also getting these new games. Leave me alone. I'm a gamer. So that's all that, and yeah. So it's not as long as I thought it was. I was thinking it was gonna be a lot longer because of all the stress I've been having underneath me, but I guess that's about it for now. I'll see you around YouTube. MrBKrapful signing out for 45. Expect commentaries for the next 5 episodes. I know you're gonna hate me. Don't hate. That's why I said at the beginning. Stop hating. So crappy. So hating. Now, it doesn't work the same, does it? Later. Enjoy that video, YouTube. Subscribe for more videos. Also, check out my Facebook page down there. And I'll see you later, YouTube. MrBKrapful, signing out.